Have you ever caught yourself wondering about something deeply personal? Something that crosses your mind more often than you'd admit? What really goes on in your body if you release every single day? Does it build you up? Or could it quietly wear you down? Might it sharpen your edge in life, or sap your drive without you even noticing? If these thoughts have flickered through your head, trust me, you're in good company. Guys from all walks of life bring this up in hushed tones during my consultations. Young professionals, dads in their prime, even retirees looking to stay vital. It's a subject wrapped in secrecy, tangled with old wives' tales, societal taboos, and a dash of self-doubt. But at its heart, it's about reclaiming control over your own well-being, your partnerships, and that inner sense of assurance. Today, we're shining a light on it all. I'm Dr. Hunza Collins, a certified specialist in men's urinary and reproductive health, with more than 15 years dedicated to guiding men toward stronger, more empowered lives. In this session, I'll lay out the complete story. The 5 unexpected upsides to a daily release, the 5 key pitfalls to steer clear of, and crucially, how to figure out what aligns with your unique physiology, your ambitions, and your vitality. When we're done, you'll walk away equipped with knowledge, free from embarrassment or uncertainty. Before we dive deeper, drop a note below. Where in the world are you tuning in from right now? It's inspiring to watch this global circle of support expand. And if this resonates, give it a thumbs up and join the channel for weekly dives into the real talk on men's wellness that too often gets swept under the rug. Right off the bat, let's bust the biggest myth hanging over this. There's no one-size-fits-all verdict here. A daily release isn't a blanket win or a hidden danger. It hinges on your motivations, your approach, and how it ripples through your physical and mental state. For plenty of men, it sparks a positive cycle. Deeper rest, eased worries, heightened self-assurance. For others, it might dim the flame of passion, sap stamina, or spark challenges in the moment of intimacy. The reality isn't a stark yes or no. It's nuanced, shaped by your inner workings, your routines, and the chapter of life you're in. Let me put your mind at ease. If you felt lost on this front, it's not a gap in your smarts. Society rarely hands us the straightforward facts on how our systems handle desire and release. That's precisely why, after years in the trenches as a specialist, I've committed to unpacking the intricate biology into actionable insights you can weave into your everyday. Picture this as a candid chat between a trusted advisor and a close buddy. My aim is to demystify what's unfolding inside you, empowering smart decisions over folklore or apprehension. With that foundation, let's unpack the 5 remarkable advantages of making release a daily rhythm, then balance it with the 5 cautions worth heeding. Starting with the first perk, a surge of feel-good chemicals that steadies your emotional world. Have you ever sensed that wave of calm washing over you post-release? It's no trick of the mind. In that peak moment, your brain unleashes a potent mix, endorphins acting as your innate soothers against discomfort, dopamine firing up that sense of accomplishment and vigor, oxytocin weaving threads of closeness and reliability, and serotonin anchoring your outlook to keep things balanced. On a cellular level, this flood recalibrates your stress response, dialing down the overdrive. In your daily grind, it translates to smoother interactions. No more short fuses with family or colleagues, less pent-up frustration, and a sturdier backbone against life's curveballs. Think of it as your built-in refresh mechanism. Not a magic fix, but a reliable ally in nurturing a steadier mind, especially in our high-pressure era where anxiety lurks around every corner. I've seen patients report how this simple habit turned their evenings from restless to restorative, fostering a quiet confidence that carries into work and beyond. Moving to the second advantage, enhanced rest and rejuvenation. Ever drifted off quicker after an intimate encounter or a solo moment? That's the work of prolactin, a natural sedative that eases you into slumber, teaming up with those tension-melting endorphins and the soothing oxytocin. For anyone wrestling with a buzzing brain at bedtime, work-induced burnout, or those nagging light sleep issues, this can shave minutes off your wind-down time and extend your deep sleep phases. From a physiological standpoint, it's all about that hormonal harmony promoting repair during the night. On an emotional plane, it lifts the weight of unresolved tension, paving the way for true downtime. In practical terms, it fuels better mornings, crisper thinking, sustained pep, and a body primed for the day's demands. One client in his 40s shared how incorporating this into his routine transformed his chronic fatigue into focused energy, allowing him to tackle family hikes and career deadlines with renewed zest. It's a reminder that our bodies are wired for recovery, and tapping into this can be a game changer for overall resilience. Third on the list, a boost to your circulatory health and flow. Release isn't confined to the mind, it's a symphony across your entire form, mimicking a light cardio session. As excitement builds, your vessels widen, your pulse quickens, and blood courses more freely to every tissue. This expansion ensures a fresh supply of oxygen and vital elements to your organs, cognition, and even your outer layer. Biologically, it's akin to toning your pipeline network, keeping it supple and efficient. Emotionally, it reinforces that sense of prowess, particularly through firmer responses in intimate settings. On the ground level, it supports heart health, a silent pillar of longevity that men often sideline amid busier priorities. Research echoes this. Regular peaks correlate with better vascular tone, potentially warding off stagnation-related woes. Imagine it as preventive maintenance, subtle yet profound, helping you stay agile whether chasing kids at the park or powering through a long meeting. The fourth benefit stands out for its long-term shield, a potential dip in prostate concerns. Groundbreaking research from a top-tier institution tracked thousands of men over decades, revealing that those with 20-plus releases monthly faced reduced odds of prostate issues. The reasoning? Frequent activity acts like a rinse for the gland, clearing stale fluids, irritants, and potential troublemakers that might otherwise accumulate and pose risks. Physiologically, it's a self-maintaining cycle, promoting freshness in a vital area. Psychologically, it eases one of the deepest worries many men harbor about aging and legacy. In everyday application, it underscores how embracing your sensual side could safeguard this key organ, always alongside routine screenings and lifestyle checks. No patient's thrilled about invasive tests, but knowing this natural avenue exists brings a layer of proactive peace. I've counseled men who've integrated this awareness into broader habits, like balanced diets and movement, creating a holistic defense. Finally, the fifth upside, a subtle fortification of your defenses against illness. You might not anticipate this, but evidence points to arousal and climax elevating secretory IgA, a frontline warrior in your mucosal barriers fending off invaders like colds or bugs. Layer in the stress-lowering effects, which themselves bolster immunity, and you have a quiet enhancer for your protective forces. At the core, it's about amplifying your natural barriers. Mentally, it instills a sense of security in your robustness. Practically, it weaves sensual wellness into your full-spectrum care routine, reminding us that pleasure isn't indulgent, it's integrative. Studies from wellness journals highlight how consistent peaks align with fewer sick days, especially in high-exposure jobs. For a patient juggling a demanding schedule, this meant fewer winter sniffles and more consistent vitality, proving how interconnected our systems truly are. Of course, balance demands honesty. Not every man sails smoothly with daily rhythms. For some, it tips into territory that hinders rather than helps. Let's examine the 5 primary concerns. First up, the slide into habitual overdrive. Healthy enjoyment differs vastly from an all-consuming pull. If you're opting for release mindfully, for joy, decompression, or closeness, that's empowering. But if the impulse dictates your day, disrupting productivity, bonds, or concentration, it's crossing into fixation. Neurologically, such loops can reshape your pleasure circuits, craving escalation. Emotionally, it breeds regret and isolation. In real life, it steals hours, scatters attention, and strains shared moments. Pause and reflect. Are you at the wheel, or is the urge driving? Early recognition, perhaps through journaling urges or seeking counsel, can redirect this energy productively. Second concern, leaning on not the whole armory. I've guided men who've swapped solo escapes for group sports or therapy sessions, uncovering layers of fulfillment they didn't know were missing. Third, implications for fertility. If building a family is on the horizon. If kids aren't in the picture, no sweat. But for those planning, frequent releases can thin out sperm reserves temporarily. Sperm production cycles demand a window, often 2 to 3 days for optimal buildup. Biologically, it's about replenishment timing. For couples navigating conception hurdles, this adds unintended strain. In practice, timing releases every couple of days during fertile windows can optimize outcomes without full halt. It's tactical, not prohibitive. Fertility specialists often advise this nuance, blending science with patience to ease the journey. Fourth pitfall, a possible fade in responsiveness or spark. Ironically, excess can numb what once thrilled. Routine or hasty sessions might desensitize nerves or mute natural urges. Brain-wise, adaptation mutes dopamine's thrill, seeking more to feel the same. Emotionally, it breeds apathy or disconnection. Day-to-day, you might sense less ignition in partnered encounters. The remedy? Periodic pauses. A weekend off can recalibrate, reigniting freshness. Techniques like prolonged buildup or varied sensations help sustain vibrancy, turning routine into rediscovery. Last, the fifth watch-out. Conditioning for haste in shared intimacy. If daily habits involve rapid pacing, your reflexes attune to brevity. Gradually, this might foster quicker finishes or unease during couple time. Nervously, it's sprint training your responses. For both parties, it sows dissatisfaction. Confidence takes a hit in vulnerable spaces. Counter it by embracing leisure, extend arousal phases, focus on breathing, or explore sensory awareness. This retrains for harmony, enhancing mutual enjoyment over mere endpoint. So, where does that leave us? Daily release holds no inherent virtue or vice. It's a mirror to your intentions and effects. Probe your why. Is it for unwinding, delight, bonding, or evasion? Gauge the fallout. Are you recharging with better rest and poise, or battling lethargy, numbness, or remorse? Align it with your path. Fertility plans might call for tweaks in tempo. Hands-on advice. Tune into signals. Log your vitality, spirits, and drive over weeks. Test variations, consecutive days versus intervals, to pinpoint your sweet spot. Integrate it wisely. Pair with exercise, mindfulness, or social outlets for a rounded approach. If partnered, converse openly about rhythms and needs. Above all, flag any shifts like inconsistent firmness, discomfort, or gland alerts. These warrant a professional glance. No hesitation. If this topic stirred unease, bewilderment, or dread, know it's universal. Sensual vitality is woven into our humanity. Questioning it doesn't diminish you. It elevates your stewardship. The more attuned you are to your form, the greater your autonomy and poise in navigating existence. Truthfully, a daily practice can harmonize beautifully or highlight areas craving equilibrium. Forget rigid doctrines. Embrace introspection. The true liberation? You're the architect. Minor shifts, a brief interlude, deliberate pacing, or channeling desire toward unity can amplify stamina, self-trust, and mastery. Vitality doesn't fade with years. At 25, 45, or 65, adaptation is possible, wellness thrives, and assurance burgeons. Stay curious, honor your cues, and craft the existence brimming with ease, liberty, and fortitude. I'm Dr. Hunza Collins, and I'm grateful you joined me here. If this sparked clarity or motivation, show some love with a like. Subscribe for ongoing insights into men's thriving, and share your reflections below. I pour over everyone, and this shared space fuels us all. Remember, your form merits insight, your wellness demands safeguarding, and your spark is worth championing. Nurture yourself. You've earned that commitment.